This lesson is on rational exponents. And rational exponents just means that your exponent will be probably a fraction of some sort. So we're going to start with having a numerator of your fraction as 1 and the denominator as a value. The denominator of your rational exponent is a root. So what that means is whatever your denominator is, it's saying, in this case, take the square root of 16. So the square root of 16 is 4. For the second question, I'm taking the fourth root of w. Now, can I take the fourth root of w? No, I can't. So the fourth root of w, I would leave it just like that. And the last one, 3abc to the 1/5, means take the fifth root of 3abc. So the denominator tells us the index of our radical. So go ahead and write all four of these. Let's try again. Go ahead and write all four of these as a radical and then simplify if you can. So the first, I have the cubed root of negative 64, the cubed root of negative 64. We've done this with the positive roots several times. We know that the root of that is 4 because 4 times 4 times 4 would give us 64. And so my answer would be negative 4. So this would be written as a radical, and then of course simplified means find the answer if you are able. Negative 36 and then to the 1/2, which means the negative square root of 36. Again, 2 being the index. We know the square root of 36 is 6, and they're asking us to find the negative value, so negative 6. That's different than this question, so notice these two questions are similar. This one is the square root of negative 36. Am I able to simplify any further? Not at this time. And the last one, 16 to the 1/2, means the square root of 16, which of course is 4. Now, this is the same idea, but notice now these fractions don't have a numerator of 1 any longer. So now we get to look at the numerator as well, and the numerator is a exponent, and the denominator is still the index. There's two ways that I can write this. This is either 8 squared and then the cubed root, which of course would mean I'm finding the cubed root of 64, or I can say that is the cubed root of 8 squared. Now, there's an easier way to do it between the two, and there's a harder way. This way tends to be easier. On this first way that I wrote it, I have to take the cubed root of a larger number. On this one, I'm taking the cubed root of 8, which I know off the top of my head is 2, and then of course 2 squared is 4. So this is the way that I prefer, is to find the root first and then take the exponent. So for instance, in my 100 to the 5/2, that means take the square root of 100 to the 5th power. So instead of taking 10 to the 5th, which is, instead of taking 100 to the 5th, which is obviously a large number, and then taking the square root, I'm going to make it easy on myself, take the square root of 100, which is 10, and then 10 to the 5th would be a 1 with 5 zeros, so 100,000. Last one, 4 to the negative 3/2. We haven't dealt with any negatives yet. Negative means that it is the reciprocal, and so it's like 1 over the square root of 4 cubed. So again, that negative means it's in the wrong spot, so put it on the bottom, and then it's the square root of something to the 3rd. So the square root of 4 is 2, 2 cubed is 8, so it's 1/8. Here are several for you to try on your own, so do them all, then press play to see how you did. For the first, 9 to the 3/2 means I'm taking the square root of 9 and then I'm cubing it. The square root of 9 is 3. 3 cubed is 27. 8 to the 5/3 means take the cubed root of 8 and then take it to the 5th power. Cubed root of 8 is 2. 2 to the 5th is 32. 1/27 to the 4/3 I know that if I take the fourth root or third root of anything of 1 is 1. So essentially I'm taking the, let's see, 1, and I'm taking the third root to the fourth, and I'm doing the same thing with 27, the cubed root to the fourth. The cubed root of 1 is 1. 1 to the fourth is 1. The cubed root of 27 is 3. 3 to the fourth is 81. So 1 over 81 is my final answer. And then the last one, 32 to the negative 4/5 means 1 over 32 to the 4/5. That 5 means take the, oops, that's a 32. The 5 means take the fifth root of 32. The 4 means take it to the fourth. The fifth root of 32 is 2. 2 to the fourth is 16. So 1 over 16 is my final answer.